tobacco fragrances. Here are my top 10 tobacco fragrances from my collection. I've left out some bangers like Naxos because I only own decants or partials. These are full bottles that I own in my collection. Now, I love the note of tobacco in a fragrance, and if you're like me, quite possibly you'll love these 10 as well. It wasn't easy narrowing it down to 10. So, right now in the comments, let me know maybe 3 of your favourite tobacco dominant fragrances. Not a fragrance that has tobacco floating in the background, a dominant one. And let's just get cracking with the video. G'day everyone, Mark from Aussie Fragrance back. Tobacco fragrances, I love them. I have tried ranking these. It wasn't easy, especially when it came to the top 5. Just love them. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into number 10. From Xerjoff, we have Don. Now this one would easily jump up higher in the list, just if it projected, if it performed a little better. It has a handful of class to it though. Main notes in this one are tobacco, got whiskey, gunpowder and spun sugar. Sounds great, and it honestly is, but it sits at number 10. On to number 9. Now it's discontinued, but you can still find it if you search hard enough. It's from Paco Rabanne and it is 1 million Privé. It's a bit dirty, champ. Clean your shit up. Well, this one here, it's compliment worthy and a sexy fragrance. There is tobacco, cinnamon, blood orange, and patchouli. They're the big players in this one. It's a great performer too. Definitely worthy if you can hunt down a bottle. 1 million Privé. Number 8 on this tobacco fragrance list. An expensive one. Luckily I was gifted it. From Clive Christian, we have C for Men. Now, let me get this one out. Now this one, boom. This has a wet, piped tobacco vibe with oud and leather. It's a head turner, definitely, but I wouldn't say it would get you any compliments. This is what I'd imagine an old school saloon bar would smell like back in the old country days. If you're a fan of tobacco, and I assume you are if you're watching this, if you can get a sample or test it out, it is very interesting. It is just pricey. That's the only problem. It is an original fragrance. That's what wins it for me with C. Quickly onto the fragrance that I've ranked number 7 in today's list. Created by the late E.J. Wells from Happy Land Studios, who unfortunately passed away earlier on in this year. We have Happy Land Signature. Honeyed tobacco. I'm a huge sucker for honeyed tobacco when it is done well. And it is done well here. Blueberry, vanilla and cinnamon soften this one slightly, makes it more crowd-pleasing tobacco fragrance, meaning that it's not going to offend anyone without tobacco-ness. It is great for date night on a cool evening, and another one of the good performers on today's list. I've only owned it for about 6 months, so I can't really wait till it cools down. We're hitting into summer here, but when it cools down, I'm going to smash it out. Number 6, from Fort and Manly, we have Maduro. This is another really, really good take on that honeyed tobacco. Kicks off with a gentle fruitiness of pineapple and apple. Oh, this smells good. There's also rose and vanilla. They kick off, but then they all blend slightly and stay underneath just that honeyed tobacco. And vetiver as well. This is classy, sexy. I'd have to say this is probably the classiest fragrance on this list. Getting a little bit harder to find these days. They do have a new one called Late Harvest, which is cherry tobacco instead of honey tobacco. But if you can hunt down this, I think a tobacco lover will love it. 5 more. 5 bangers as well. Obviously, they wouldn't be in the top 5 if they weren't. And number 5 gives us the most powerful fragrance on today's list. From the talented house of Zaharoff, we have Leather Tobacco. Boom. Okay, just one spray. Oh, 3 sprays is honestly all you will need with this fragrance. Any more and it'll possibly become offensive. If you keep it to 2 or 3, it's a top shelf, sexy and compliment worthy fragrance. When you see the notes, you easily understand how it is a performance beast. I won't cover them all, but you get tobacco with some black pepper, birch tar, leather, incense, oud and suede. There is a softness of rosemary, Bugatti and rose, praline and some honey, but that's just to settle things underneath. It is dominated by those darker, heavy notes for sure. Definitely worthy of a top 5 fragrance. And the size of it and the amount that you're going to use, this will last forever. Number 4, another discontinued fragrance. But if you hunt it down, or if you have a good hunt, you'll be able to find it. And it is worthy on spending just a little bit more on too. From the house of Vashi, we have Vashi Man. Now, boom. Sexy, sexy, sexy. It's probably made back in the day when fragrances performed the way that they were supposed to. You have tobacco, pepper, amber. But there's neroli, saffron, and cardamom in there just to make it a little bit more gentle, a bit more mass appealing. It is a cool weather, super cozy cuddle fragrance. If you can't find it, Vashi Oud Noir is a worthy replacement, but they've dropped the tobacco, replaced with oud. It does smell very similar, but this is just class above it. It's a goodie. 3 left, 3 absolute bangers in my opinion. There's 2 designers in this top 3, believe it or not. Now I think a few of you out there that followed my previous channel or members of the Facebook group that we have possibly could predict at least 2 out of these 3. So coming in at number 3 from the house of Bugatti, we have Man in Black. Wow, this is the most versatile out of the top 3 for sure. Tobacco, then there's spices, rum, and leather. Everything I love. Then also comes in some iris and tonka amongst many other things. Any occasion on a cool day, a cool evening. It works. I love it. My wife enjoys this tobacco fragrance on me too. And there's possibly a parfum release coming in 2024. And I'll jump on that faster than a fart in a straw, whatever that means. But imagine that would be fast. There you go. Man in Black. Number 2, another great performer in every aspect. From Aaron Terence Hughes, we have Boss Bastard. I remember when I first smelled this, it just blew me away. Boom, boom. I have the smaller bottle, or 15ml, 20ml, which I initially bought, and then I panicked, had to buy a full bottle. I love it. And what I love about Aaron Terence Hughes fragrances, they are all original. And this is my favorite honeyed tobacco fragrance, hands down, easily. It is edgy, but it is classy. Slightly trashy, but it is sexy at the same time. There is a citrus blend in the top, but it doesn't take long for that honeyed tobacco vibe to come through. Soft woods of cedar and sandalwood, and also a masculine touch of vetiver and cacao. This is a head turner, and it's not for everyone. It's definitely for those boss bastards out there. Easily my favourite from Aaron Terence Hughes as well. Okay, one more. Now, my number 1 fragrance in this top tobacco fragrance list from my collection, possibly my favourite fragrance of all time too. You may have guessed it, you probably have guessed it actually. From the incredible house of John Varvatos, we have Dark Rebel. Look how sexy this bottle is. A dark, scary, masculine design, and it suits the juice inside perfectly. Give it a puff, daddy. This is every single note that I love in a fragrance. Tobacco, rum, leather, pepper. Then you throw in some castoreum, which is always good. Some people may be put off by that one. Certain gentle notes in there, like vanilla, juniper, but they play a little part in the role of this fragrance. What they've sweetened this one with, instead of like fruits or citruses or maybe honey, they've just gone with raw sugar. Just a note of raw sugar. Simple, but it works incredibly in this fragrance. It helps soften that tobacco and the rum. Now, the opening of Dark Rebel was possibly the best opening in a fragrance that I've come across so far. Now, during the first few years of its release, it was a poor performer. Everyone knew that with a lot of the John Varvatos fragrances, maybe 4 hours. But now, especially over the last year, I'm getting 6 to 8 hours out of this epic fragrance. And it is getting harder to find without paying crazy prices. I'm lucky to have another 2 bottles stashed away, but I'd be surprised if I get through. This one's probably halfway through. Be surprised by the time I get through this, just with the amount of fragrances I have to rotate throughout the year. What a problem to have. So, there you go. Remember, this top 10 was only from fragrances that I own full bottles of. So yes, I know there are plenty other sexy bangers out there. Let me know. Because I want to know what is bottle worthy. I'll probably add them. So thanks for sticking around. So as always, peace, stay safe, say good day to that smoking mum of yours for me. See you in the next one. Cheers.
I wanna go out to